Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your weekly reading for February 9th to the 15th. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. That's the way you like it, Gemini. You made it through last week's, self-healing boot camp and all those breakthroughs. Maybe you had some twists and surprises and endings and the huge. Yeah, but this is different. You're preparing for your new era. All right, it's coming. It's coming next week. But this week, it's a little bit of the same as last week, but very different. Okay. It's almost like you're standing at the edge of many different timelines this week. All these timelines that are just really possible, right? They're all possible for you. Okay. That's what this week is. It's the road to the eclipse next week, to Saturn Neptune conjunction next week, okay? And so it's up to you, right? To solidify what is the path that you'll work hard for, that will liberate you. How bad do you want it? Do you believe in yourself? Do you feel it deep in your bones? That is what you're going to feel this week. All of those questions, because Neptune's already in Aries. Yeah. So with that said, there's still maybe some fog, maybe some blurred lines, like what is real? Like what is going on? And of course you're going to be adapting to changes happening around you. Yeah. And you may be asking, am I willing to go the extra mile for my vision, for my future? Because yes, we'll talk about it, but Saturn will be joining Neptune and Aries, so you are going to begin to feel a lot more responsibility. All right. That could even test your faith in yourself. We have our first North Node conjunction with your ruler, Mercury, meaning if you've been awake, if you've been, aware, self-aware, all of that, you might start seeing things click right into place. Okay. And feel them too, as soon as the week begins. And it's not on the whiteboard, but on Monday, the moon is still in Scorpio. It will square Venus and be opposite Uranus, and will also trine Saturn. And remember, this day, right? Sunday, well, not Sunday, Sunday, yeah, we had Venus square Uranus. And I know I dropped these forecasts a few days before the actual week, so you're approaching it if you're watching it before Sunday. But point being, we have a T square. Okay, so we'll talk about it in the second spread, but it just looks like it could be an emotional day. But listen, it's an emotional week. You see what's happening this week. And I want to just remind you that emotions are neutral. Yeah, it's where you put your energy. Yeah, where you expend your energy that creates that experience that you're seeking, right? So the Latin root, emotere, energy and motion. Everything is energy. Vibrate at that high frequency. You're going to have heaps of opportunity to really feel, emotionally moved on Tuesday, February 10th, when Venus moves into Pisces, where she's exalted, meaning she thrives in Pisces. She's her most magnetic, and she's joining your ruler Mercury all month, meaning you're going to feel and think with great compassion, diplomacy, harmony, more creativity, a lot of emphasis on your values, relationships, money, finances. But also remember, Pisces rules your 10th house. So big emphasis on career. Huge emphasis on career for you. Okay? Like big time, especially the ending of something for something new. Okay? We'll talk about that in a second. But with Venus in Pisces, and by the way, if you're not here for career, your reputation, just, wherever, again, you're expending that energy, but where you want to be known for, what you want to be known for. Yeah. The 10th house is very public facing. It's honors and achievements and social status. It's leadership. Okay. Now, with Venus and Pisces being the last zodiac sign, there is a sense of surrender for the dream. Yeah. And it's okay to dream as long as you feel, as long as you see the beauty in all things. That's what Venus and Pisces wants. And that's how you just naturally feel. And you are going to feel a lot more devotion, and it's very spiritual, it's soulful, it's very inspiring. Just think of like Renaissance paintings, or Jacob Elordi riding a horse. Just anything that makes you get excited about this. I mean, like, we haven't had it in a year, and it's really nice. Venus and Pisces. And again, Venus is a planet of money in your 10th house of career. So again, I'm just seeing big changes for y'all, okay? Now, Wednesday, February 11th, you got the Sun in Aquarius, sextile Chiron in Aries, 23 degrees. Last week you had Mercury, you had Venus. Now you got the Sun, right? Sextile Chiron. The Sun, life force, vitality, purpose. This aspect is you wanting to be seen for what you've overcome, all right? It's really nice. It's great. It shows, it's you showing confidence and courage and self-acceptance that your past wounds, yeah, Chiron, the wounded healer, are, they're just chicken scratches. And you may feel really optimistic about this new you emerging. Remember, your past wounds, we're not going to let them define who you are, okay, or who you will be. Especially with, here's the thing. You have the Sun in Aquarius. That is your 9th house. And so it is already just very spiritual for you. The 9th house is your belief system. So this is really going to have a lot to do with you believing in yourself. Being able to get to a level where you feel that you are imparting wisdom, whether it's through a book that you're writing, whether it's through, a podcast that you're doing. It's also, the 9th house is education. So there could be something where you are thinking about using your experiences, any healing moments that you're going through, where you're educating others through the experiences that you had. Now, but either way, and then also, Chiron is in Aries, so you've been working on you for 8 years, like every other sign in Aries, right? But it's, Aries rules your 11th house, so how you connect with others as well, all right? As well as the things that you want for your future. I mean, you're just going to see huge changes, right? With Saturn moving there, but either way, it's really good timing because Venus and Pisces is also like forgiveness and self-love. So you could feel really empowered today. Yep. And really immersed in that, like, no risk, no reward attitude. We are in Aquarius season with Mars in Aquarius, and the moon is actually going to be in Sagittarius, which is all about self-belief. So your inner Ted Lasso could, really shine. And that would be the perfect segue for what I'm about to say next, okay? Make sure that you can actually distinguish your dreams from La La Land, all right? Because, I mean, you're already feeling Saturn and Neptune, all right? They're already merging their energies. Yeah, you're gonna feel it already. And with Neptune and Aries, you've already been feeling that, right? Like, maybe having a lot of thoughts about your future. But either way, we'll talk about it. One of the reasons why you may feel a lot of these energies and there may be some unpredictability around this time is the Sun square Uranus is really strong. You will start feeling it a little bit earlier. Throw in the fact that Eris, Mars's sister, a big disruptor, is sitting right on top of Chiron still. So we'll talk about it in the second spread. But yes, you are definitely going to also possibly think about friendships and as part of your healing process too, okay? It does feel like more about not you being with friends, but your relationship with your friends, all right? And anyone that may have done anything that made you feel wounded, okay? Now, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for Rising or Moon or for your, friend, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I'm throwing in the air, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Let's get to feel this aspect the most. And use it. It's a great aspect. And if you have any planets 21 to 25 degrees in fire or air, and your natal chart, you will definitely feel it. I feel like there's some partnership stuff happening for you too. All right, there definitely is, and that can be career. There may be some contract agreements that you're going over, and perfect timing, right? Thursday, February 12th, you have Mercury conjunct the North Node in Pisces. 9 degrees. Listen, Mercury is your ruler. Mercury is the messenger in a sign that's very nebulous and spiritual. The North Node, yeah, is your mission statement. It's the direction you're going. Yeah. It's very likely that you are going to receive some downloads this day, a fated message or even epiphany through your dreams. That's that Piscean energy. Or while you meditate, while you're, washing dishes, and just, things will come up. All right, so pay attention because this is important. Okay, those all those winks from the universe, the synchronicities, all of that, you will know the message you need to hear because it will be meaningful. And you could also have like this fated conversation or receive news. Again, a lot of this is career related or your reputation. Okay. Your legacy for a lot of y'all. Okay. There's things that you're wrapping up, things that you're moving into. We'll talk about it. All right. But there's definitely something that may show you, or even validate your calling. Yeah. Opening a new path, showing you a sign that you're on the right one. So be just very present in the moment. Pay attention to the little things. You may even want to time appointments, Zoom calls, important conversations around this time when Mercury conjuncts the North Node. Yeah. Because this is the butterfly effect. There's, like one call, one text, one decision could change your entire timeline. This is really nice, okay? And again, it's your ruler. You're gonna feel those. But here's the other thing, and I really want you to pay attention to this. And get out your Apple pens. Mercury will go into shadow, all right? And so it could possibly be someone from your past that does come up around this time that you're reconnecting with. And then Mercury will go retrograde at the end of this month, right? February 25th. And then we'll go direct March 20th. Yeah. And actually leave shadow on April 9th. That's a long time for Mercury to be in its detriment sign, but we love it, right? Very artsy. So what does this mean? Why am I telling you this? Is because when Mercury goes direct March 20th, it will be at 8 degrees. Meaning, yes, Mercury, your ruler, will conjunct the North Node again. All right? Next month in March. But Mars will be there. Yes. Mars will be moving into Pisces. And so mark this date in your calendar because any actions that you take from this point, anything that kind of just moves the needle forward, anything that happens around this time, something will come up again. All right? You're going to be returning to this moment. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right? Now, the other thing is that, mutable signs. You, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, will, feel this one the most. If you've got planets 7 to 11 degrees in any of those signs in your natal chart, you're going to feel it. And, there may be something. So the moon, remember, is going to be in Sagittarius. That does rule your 7th house, relationships, partnerships, contracts and agreements, but will square Saturn in Pisces. The last gasp, the last aspect of this kind for another 30 years. We'll talk about it in the second spread, but there's definitely something here with, career partnerships. Friday, February 13th, Saturn moves into Aries. Yeah, you saw me get serious. Yeah. We are here. This is official. There's no laughing matter. This is a landmark day. This is the third of 4 outer planets that's changing signs. Part of that prism portal, right? That rare grand trine we've never experienced in modern human history. This is Saturn, right? The last of the traditional planets. All about discipline, all about hard work and commitment. He makes you grunt. Yeah. Saturn. He spends about 3 years in a sign, give or take, right? On average, which is why you learn life lessons. Okay? You become more responsible on his watch, though. He's karma, Saturn's karma. So you put in the effort, he rewards you, you pass his test, you mature, you become an authority, and he's moving into fiery Aries, the I am of the zodiac, a sign that's young and pioneering, entrepreneurial, driven, Mars ruled, right? And so it just wants to go, 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 go. But this is Saturn, Chronos, Father Time, who's all about the long term, meaning wax on, wax off, right? To be rewarded, you gotta do the whole thing his way. In leadership, in business, in redefining your identity, but also your 11th house, your support system, benefactors, allies, friendships, groups you belong to, organizations, as well as your future hopes and wishes and long-term goals and aspirations. That would be the 11th house. So, do you have a blowhorn? This is a big day for you, Gemini. You've had Saturn sitting in your 10th house for about 2.5 years of career. Did you feel things were stagnant there? It was Saturn. And then Saturn obviously had some really big moments with a lot of just squares that you had to. It was a thing. All right. Anyway, so this is a big deal for you because Saturn is officially out of your 10th house and moving into your 11th, which is a little bit easier. All right. To be honest, it's a lot easier. Yeah. Aries, fire sign, obviously goes really well with you, air sign. So it's your 11th house where, sure, you could be tested in friendships and groups and organizations and, things that you want for your future. But again, Saturn just does a lot better here. Remember, Uranus is leaving Taurus, moving into your sign come April. Uranus does a lot better in your sign than it does in Taurus. Uranus is, the sky god, just doesn't like being earthbound. So you're going to start seeing things really change for you, okay? Really, really, really change. And Saturn, but here's the other thing. Saturn natively rules your 8th, yep. And so you're still going to feel a lot of that energy in your, when it comes to relationships, deepening relationships, as well as money, investments, shared resources, inheritance, commissions, royalties, joint bank accounts, taxes, loans, all part of the 8th house. And yeah, you're gonna be reinventing yourself. We're right here at the Saturn Neptune. And remember, they're already conjuncting. What's happening on February 20th is when they profect at 0 degrees, right? So remember, you already experienced this May 24th. Yep, through your birthday season until September 1st last year. So just think about what happened around that time for you when it came to, again, all this 11th house energy, just friendships and your goals. Yeah. Now, the other thing, and maybe a group that maybe you had started, there could have been something with social media as well. Now, the other thing is that I would actually just really, oh yeah, the Saturn Neptune video. I'll leave it at the end of this video, where I talk about what you can expect for you, Gemini, for the next 2 years. And I talk a lot more about it, Saturn conjunct Neptune, in that video. But what I say is I would really pay attention to these days, because you do have Mercury conjunct the North Node. You've got Saturn conjuncting Neptune. A lot of that's some strong karmic energy, okay? And remember, Pisces, the last sign, is all about endings. And Aries, the first, yes, beginnings, initiation, all of that. So again, you and all the other mutable signs are going to feel a lot of relief with Saturn leaving Pisces. Okay. Now, Sunday, February 15th. Yeah, we have the sun in Aquarius squaring Uranus. And Taurus, this happens twice a year. It's the first one this year. It's interesting for you. It's interesting because remember, Aquarius rules your ninth, right? And the sun is consciousness. Uranus is in Taurus, and that's your 12th. And so those are the two most spiritual houses. Yeah. So this is it's almost like there's a spiritual awakening waiting to happen on this day for you. Uranus is the unexpected, right? And change and progress and innovation. Remember, Aquarius is ruler as well. So there may be something here where it's just you want to shake things up. Yeah. Out of nowhere. There may be something. Honestly, it just feels like there's got to be something here where you are going to recognize that there's a part of you that is ready to impart wisdom. There is a part of you that is ready to let go of anything subconscious that's been maybe holding you back. The lower expression of the 12th house would be like self-sabotage, hidden enemies. It would be, not facing your fears. It would be isolation, things like that, right? So a lot of those things are just ready to... Aquarius is rebellious energy and craves freedom. And so this day you could feel the urge to break free from wherever you feel restricted. And so again, a lot of this really is very spiritual for you. With the ninth house being like your belief system, it's your philosophies, it's your worldview. But sure, travel as well. There may be something here with travel. As well as education. Remember, it's the ninth house, publishing, broadcasting. I really think that this is a day that you're going to have some genuine breakthroughs, okay? Aquarius is very, future forward. It's, again, very innovative. So whatever happens this day, it really is more of like course correction. And this is when you become the change, all right? And we know that Uranus is a little unpredictable. So sure, it's a lot of you perhaps adapting to change. Your mutable signs, you're good at that. This is definitely going to highlight for many of you finances and relationships, things that you value, but also friendships. And remember, Saturn's freshly new in Aries, so there's a lot of adjustments here. And it's two fixed signs, right? So a little bit of wiggle room, but stay frosty, be cool. I think that you're going to really like this, but you have to use it, okay? And the day after, actually, what really softens it is the fact that Mercury, your ruler, will trine Jupiter on Monday. And that is one of the best aspects of the month. So let's get started. Gemini, let's see what is going on for you for this big week. February 9th to the 15th for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Gemini. How are y'all doing? I can't see. I don't know. It's this light. It's the construction light in mine. Anyway, Gemini, y'all, you make me laugh. You cracked me up last week. I do a traditional Celtic Cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, yeah, we will. And love y'all. Geminis, what I was going to say is remember, Mercury and Pisces, your 10th house. Jupiter and Cancer, your 2nd house. Money, income, salary, finances. So yeah, Monday looks nice, but you're going to be it's a wonderful trine. You may start feeling it on Sunday. All right, let's get started. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. You're gonna. Yep. I do. You gotta, yeah, you're gonna be, I'll give you these people. Who are they? You get them. I don't know who they are. Okay. So you, come on, look at that. This is very unique, very interesting. I think that, it's gonna be a week where, talk about new beginnings. Yeah. A Saturn freshly out of Pisces, and not gonna go back. No sneaking, creeping back into Pisces at all. It's like full on. Okay. 301s. You're ready. You're ready to go. You've already done something where you've already got things in motion. You've already made a decision. For a lot of y'all, you're just ready to go. You're ready to go, get things done. I feel like last week, I mean, if you use those aspects, you did a lot of healing. You had, possibly had breakthroughs, maybe even change things up. Yeah. But where it brought you now, like with the Three of Wands, attributed to Sun and Aries. So it is an Aries card. And 3 is, creation, right? That's a vibration of the Empress. So put your best foot forward. You're ready. You're ready to go explore. You're ready to go, do things, meet people, import, export. You're ready to sell things. I mean, starting something and starting new things, right? Launching businesses. A lot of that, like a lot of y'all are doing that. And then remember, Aquarius ruling your 9th house. Yeah, it's travel. I wouldn't be surprised if you're traveling. I wouldn't be surprised if you are just doing anything that's, spiritually fulfilling, but also, I mean, you have such a curious mind, right? And this is all about exploration, but exploration in terms of self-discovery as well. And so I really love that you got the Three of Wands. This is, and you see, it's all sky here. What do they say? The sky's the limit, right? And so the 9th house being, what it is broadening your horizons, but you're ready for this new journey. You're making things happen. All right. And look at what that does. You have the Ace of Cups and the heart of your spread. Aces, there you are, right? New beginnings, new journeys, new opportunities. It's the Holy Grail right here. We call the Ace of Cups the heart of tarot, and it's in the heart of your spread. So this week, it does seem like there is something here that seems pretty new that will happen, that feels really good. This is tears of joy right here. You see the 5 streams. You see the dove at the top. That's peace, that's harmony, that's everything that Venus and Pisces stands for. But I mean, I did say that you will have, well, it is a little bit of both. There's a couple things happening this week, but just the moon in Sagittarius, putting a lot of emphasis on partnerships, relationships. I mean, doves mate for life, right? But anyway, a lot of healing here with the Ace of Cups, but it is just, the birth of something new that is emotionally moving. And again, for a lot of y'all, it will be career, even with the wands, right? Wands are, ultimately like your passions. It's that, this energy. It's creativity. It's, highly associated with a career, profession, and enterprise. But wow, yeah, you're good. And this, by the way, this is just something that's emotionally fulfilling. This is something that is, not even cup half full. It's cup overflowing. Think about the last time something brought you so much joy. It brought you to tears, like getting your dream job, or starting your company, or having a baby, or getting proposed to, or buying your first bag of Cheetos, whatever it is, whatever just brought you like so much joy. There it is, and much to come from that. Now, Ace of Swords in your challenge area, I don't mind it, honestly. Here's the thing. There may be some things that, well, swords are the mental suit, right? Cups, more about your emotions, feelings, love, relationships, intuition. Swords up here. Yeah. Ideas, even like contracts and agreements or whatnot. But I really don't mind this. I think the only thing is that with the Ace of the Swords in your challenge area, swords are all about truth, ultimately. And so there may be something here where you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with even the words that you speak. I mean, the swords, like I said, mental suit, all about communication, right? So there may be something here that is it's the biggest sword in the deck. So as we know, with great power comes great responsibility, and this is a big sword. So there's something here that says there may be something here. Are you being honest with yourself about, okay? About something new that you've moved into, or there's something that's brewing, right? Around this point. And it's really, again, just being honest with yourself, okay? And it could be something like, are you taking on too much? Is there something that you haven't considered, or is there something that you haven't said yet about? You're going to have a lot of questions, right? And so just keep that in mind. The other thing is that there may be something that doesn't come through that you really wanted. It could be that, big conversation or maybe a contract, but remember, it's a weekly reading. So the keyword is yet, right? The other thing that's coming through is that there's something about what's happening here that indicates whatever new is happening, just be very mindful about the ideas, the way that your mind might be racing. There's a lot of enthusiasm here. And so there could be something that it could just, the fact that you do have Neptune in Aries, Saturn moving into Aries, you have Mercury control. It actually, like, this is one of those weeks where, yeah, it's big. There's a lot of big things happening. And so remember what I said with Neptune being highly active already in Aries can bring that illusion, delusion, fantasy, the la. Yeah, that's it. All right. So have, just have a foot in the ground. You have the Six of Pentacles. Good. That's amazing. Love it. I love where your head's at. This is such a great card. Six is all about, everything's harmonizing for you. And I love this because it does give a little bit of weight into you asking yourself, because of all these aspects with Chiron, it really is more about protecting you and making sure that you are not being taken advantage of. There's something to be said about having Chiron aspected 3 times in these amazing sextiles. Yeah. And it is in your 11th house. So there is a sense of healing that comes with the Six of Pentacles. We call him the young Hierophant. And you see this very generous, philanthropic man supporting others. And so I feel like whatever your mission is, there is this element of contribution to the collective, to your family, to your workspace, whatever it is, but in a way where you're not giving more than, you're receiving, or you're not sitting around waiting to receive as well and not giving at all. Like it's that balance, and everything's going to just click into place once that happens. You have the 7 of Wands, yeah, in the root of your spread. And so you did get it last week. You actually, yeah. So again, there may be something here where it really does feel like there's still a guard up, and we're gonna have to, okay, yeah. It's all about clearing the decks. You're about to move into some really strong energy, so it's going to be stronger than this week. And so this is a great card. It is all about valor. It's all about being valiant. It's, him being very victorious. He's on top of the, hill. It comes after the Six of Wands, yeah? And so there is the Six of Wands is victory, it's success, it's, you know, getting that recognition. It's sometimes when you have it, some people may want what you have. But in this context, when I see it coming up again with another card, I do feel like that it is a little bit of a carryover from last week. I did say last week and this week are a little bit similar. So just lowering your guard, right? And letting people in, I feel like is the best. I'll even clarify that for you. All right. So 7 of Wands, and there you go. And you have the Empress. Let people in. You have the 7 of Cups too. So this is very interesting with the Empress, right? And so the Empress is a goddess. The Empress is luxury. The Empress is abundance. The Empress is living life through your passions and your pleasures and being very comfortable doing it. And she is pregnant. And that just represents like the birth of new things. Like I said, it's all about creation with the Empress. But it's also the, you know, 3 is it's advancement, it's development, it's creativity, it's all of that. But she creates all this abundance, right? Anything she touches turns to gold. But this is also like sensuality, sexuality. There's so much here with the Empress. You even see the symbol of Venus in her stone-shaped heart. So I think that there is something here. Like if once you know, lower your guard a little bit, it's okay to be vulnerable, especially with all the aspects with Chiron. Yeah, it's okay. You got something waiting for you on the other side. All right. And so I think that there is there's something here. The other thing actually, yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so you also have the 7 of Cups in your future. And so remember 20 minutes ago when I said this week you're going to be standing at a place where there's a lot of different timelines, a lot of different paths. Yeah. This is just saying, hey, pick the right one. But you've got to trust your intuition. You got to pick the one that's true to you, authentically you. You're going to be fine. But it does feel like it comes after this big thing that's happening here. Here. Very interesting. I feel like, in a sense, you're going to feel that everything is... It just feels like there's a lot of learning that you're going to be doing. And remember what I said about, like, imparting that wisdom... Even, you know, very spiritual, even like for the end when your 9th and your 12th is activated. I mean, it's right there. This card ultimately is like blessing others and feeling blessed. It's very karmic. And so I really love that. Like I said, I love where your head's at. But I feel like there's something like deep down inside. Let's let it out instead of pushing. I still feel that push. Yeah. Not letting people in. All right. So let them in. Let them in. You've got that Empress. Everything that's just it just makes that, it like amplifies the Ace of Cups. And what's also really interesting is you did get these 2 aces. You have these 2 3s. And you have these 2 7s. I want to see something over here, but in that 6 up here. But 6 is great. Yeah. Harmony. Let's look at your stuff. Yeah, I'm going to clarify that 7 of Cups too. Gemini, if you like this reading, it'd be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. And this is about the time that I start losing my voice. You know I love you. All right, so let's yeah, just yeah. Oh my gosh, you're cracking. Okay, so yeah, you got the Queen of Cups. Yeah. Uh-huh. I like the Queen of Cups. I think that that makes a lot of sense with a week like this. Again, Aquarius rules your ninth house. That's all week, right? It's very spiritual. You've got Uranus and Taurus. That's all week. Okay. That's until April. That's your 12th house. And so that's just very intuitive energy. It is ascending a whole other level. You really have to trust your intuition this week. And if there's anything, again, it's opening yourself up. This is, the Queen of Cups has the biggest heart, right? For the queens. And therefore, she has a lot of self love as well. And so you see her, she's connected with her emotions. Obviously, she's mastered them. Foot in the water here. This is, again, a lot of emotional intelligence that she's like the Princess Diana of tarot. But again, there's just something here that's saying, let's open up. Let's open up. All right. You're just gonna feel a lot more empowered. And from that. And then I don't even know what to say. I mean, come on. Come on. This is a brand new, yeah. Everything's happening for you. This is insane. This is insane. Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. And Wands, yeah, there is this. I'm going to show you something here. You see the leaves, right? Sprouting. They're sprouting out of that wand. There's something that's growing. There's something that's growing for you. Remember. Oh my gosh, 3 aces. It's in your external factors area. And so, again, just the fact that you have Saturn leaving Pisces, it's end of something, beginning of something new, right? You're moving into something new. Clearly, that's happening here. And this week, remember, is like a ramp up to the big week next week with a, new moon, solar eclipse, and everything else that's happening. Even Venus conjunct. Yeah, the North Node in Pisces in your 10th house of career. It just makes sense. So it feels like there is something really, truly emotionally moving, but there's, this is like new career, new profession, all of that. Wands, remember, but again, it can just be your passion, something that you're passionate about, something that has, you're putting wheels in motion, and there is this sense of growth that comes with it. You have the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. I don't mind it. These are your cards, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. The 9 of Swords is attributed to Mars in Gemini. And actually, Mars will be in your sign over the summer. 10 of Swords would be third decan. I can't think right now. It's like really late. But yeah, that's your card too. But it is a card of new dawn. So that's great. Because this is saying, I don't want to be in a place where I regret anything. I don't want to be in a place where I move into my brand new era and I didn't, clean up odd ends, and I didn't, put this to bed, or I didn't do all the things that I should have been doing. Like that's that energy right here. Okay. And it honestly can be with other people involved, maybe in career, maybe in work. Let me see here. And relationships and partnerships and whatnot, but also like that 10 of Swords in your final outcome. Yeah. So, Sun in Gemini. But 8 of Swords would be Jupiter in Gemini. But anyway, there you go. It's almost like everything that was taking up way too much headspace, anything. Listen, all this Piscean energy there is a sense of like sacrifice. There is a sense of, again, endings, right? Endings. We'll just leave it light. This is a card of new dawn. All these dark clouds are clearing. There's almost like this cycle that you had to go through, that you had to learn something from, right? And it is a 10. It's the end. You're moving into this brand new era. And so take everything from that experience and use it to feel empowered moving into your brand new era, so you never have to go through this experience again. Yeah? And funny enough, you've got the Six of Pentacles. Remember, I call them the young Hierophant. Well, they're, look at the same hand gesture here. Okay? Same hand gesture as the Hierophant. And so when I say blessings, blessing in disguise. And so there is something here. I'll clarify. I want to see that Seven of Cups first. But there's, up here, there's a lot that's just, again, clearing the decks. It's up to you. This is up to you too. The path that you pick. There you go. I mean, you pick that path that's true to you, authentically you. Oh my gosh. You have the Nine of Cups. The wish come true card. The card of complete and total satisfaction. A lot of enlightenment here. Feeling proud of yourself too. It is a card that is attributed to Pisces. So a lot of this may be career. And then this would be Venus and Scorpio. It's the Seven of Cups, Scorpio card. So, you know, Scorpio rules your sixth house up, your daily activities, as well as work. What is that? What are you looking at? What do you got? Oh, Two of Pentacles? Okay, yeah. It's just, you're going to make a decision. There's going to be something here where you're going to have to figure out, like, do I want this? Do I want that? Just prioritizing. Money, finances, again, maybe a big theme for you this week, especially over the weekend. But you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. And funny enough, this is a Capricorn card. Moon will be in Capricorn over the weekend. That is your eighth house of, remember what I said, shared resources and, you know, investments and then money. But either way, don't burn yourself out. You've got some amazing things happening here. Don't spend too much time overthinking things and just be happy that something is coming to an end. And sure, it is a Ten of Swords, so it may be the hard way. It may be a point of fatigue, of burnout, or, you know, just you're just like, this is like, I can't, this is like the worst of the worst. No, it was a life lesson. Saturn at 29 degrees is a critical degree. But it's a graduation. It's like you've passed all his tests. You're going to reap the rewards. All right? Especially if you are here for career or work or, you know, fame, 10th house. But again, even if you're not, it's just your reputation, it's honors, achievements. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. You are good, Gemini. Thanks so much. Next week, solar eclipse, Mercury trine Jupiter, Saturn conjunct Neptune, 0 degrees, all of that, okay? Tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. We will go through the lunations, the T-square that starts on Monday, all this relationship stuff, and Valentine's Day. Moon's going to be in Capricorn. There's a couple things happening. Eris is, you know. Anyway, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. But tell me what's going on, Gemini. I think you're going to be very excited here. Remember what I said. Go after what fulfills you emotionally. That's a lot of cups, right? And so this, you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. Just don't overthink things. I know that's hard to say to a Gemini, but don't. All right. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.